secret weapon to keeping awake on the road is to talk to yourself using a GoPro. There's some just old ladies walking in the middle of the road like they own the place. Excellent. That's alright. We're not in a hurry. All we're doing back home is probably going back to sleep for a while. I probably need some water. I think recently I forgot to, well, yesterday on stream I forgot to drink as much water as I like. It's really funny. So yesterday on stream, when I was just doing my own casual play and involving the higher ranked people, there was a lot of viewers. There was like 66 viewers at some point. Was there 66? Yeah, I think so. And then that was interesting. And I was like, oh wait, no, not 66 viewers. It wasn't 66 viewers, but there was at least a lot more viewers. At least I know how many viewers were there. I don't know how many viewers there were, but there were lots more viewers. And after getting involved in games with some of the younger players or the newer players, let's say, and they weren't that new. They were just, what were they? It was like diamond, I think. And all of a sudden people didn't want to watch it anymore. It was weird. Now, I thought, yeah, that was really weird. I don't know how else to say it, but it was just weird. Anyway, Academy League happened yesterday night, and that went a lot better. Well, no, I wouldn't say a lot better or anything like that. So not the better or worse, but it went really well. And I really thought it went well because everybody was talking this time, and there wasn't as much negativity this time. I'm not sure if the negativity didn't come because most of the time I put newbies on my team so that we can work with that, or what. However, each side had some successes, and then people were shuffled around, so then everything was kept fresh. And then I think a special shout out to Takario, in my opinion, because he was really involved in trying. He actually tried also to do some shot calling. He tried to do certain things that were maybe out of his personal comfort zone, but then he still tried to do it. You know, these primarily are things that had to do with, you know, leading the newbies on his team, and then also trying to jump onto having more newbies on his team, that kind of thing. And they did win a couple one of those. I think I was more the bad luck the bad luck player because on my team we usually lost during the normal the normal 5-on-5s. And then afterwards someone suggested we play some Abyssal Clash, so we did that. We had basically a full lobby all the way, and then we had to add 2 randoms. Well, one was Saitama, and I remember it so well because I saw his name on stream first, and then he appeared to have add me as a friend in game, so then we popped him onto some of the games. And then some other players, there was a my Bussy, and then there was someone else. Yeah, but anyway, just friends from the stream, I think, mainly, or friends from some of the players. So we had to do that for a couple, one of them, and the reason was more shocking to me than it was a little bit more, slightly a little bit more unexpected, because I didn't expect the newbies be the one that kind of just drop off so quickly. So that means that the newbies were finding something not clicking for them. You know, there was, what it felt like to me was there was a lot of games being played, and then also for some of the newer players, I don't know, maybe they weren't getting enough attention, or something like that, or they weren't speaking enough. Oh, there we go. You know, honestly, I think what it is because they were trying to be on the same computer. You know, they weren't like, yeah, Emma and Alice, when they played, and like Ron, when they played, they tried to be on the same computer. They didn't go with their own computer. It wasn't. I think they treated it as like it was a fun thing to do together or something like that. I don't know, but it didn't work well for them. I don't think it did. They said it was still enjoyable and stuff like that, but I don't think they had as much fun as maybe someone like Emmy, who was on her own computer using her own microphone and things like that, and having headphones on, and just enjoying the game that way. And she was able to talk to the people, she was able to interact with them, and sort of make the best of being able to just work with the people on the other team. And of course, maybe she had more matches that were matched up with people like more willing people to talk, like for example Takario and Merethiel. But you know, yeah, I don't know. That was just how I felt about it. In terms of research, we finally decided to go with a 9K USD OptiTrack system. You can search OptiTrack up. It's kind of interesting. It's an indoor localization system. You kind of put markers onto your robots or whatever, and then you have like cameras set up so that they can all see your robots, and then you get your localization that way. All handled by OptiTrack software, it should be. And then what we do is then we just feed that information out to our controller for localization. Oh, sorry, a controller for, you know, our task, I guess. It should be straightforward now. I sent the email to the professor talking about the choice, and then next one will be sending it off to the procurement people from ECE so that they can approve it, because this purchase is going to be over it's going to be over 10 grand Canadian. No. So then they said you have to do that. I found a bunch more quotes, right? So since the time that they requested us to find quotes, so we have 4 quotes for them to compare, and obviously we're choosing the cheapest one. So yeah, it was a really nice time talking to one particular professor who we got in contact with at the school. He was there was like no questions asked about for him, and he just said, yeah, sure, let's jump on a Zoom call and let's talk about things. I really appreciated that about him. I know he's not yet a very big professor, but sometimes when you're a really busy professor, you made it big out, you know, already you're very famous or something. Yeah, people just seem to be less willing to do the trivial things, like talk to one particular grad student about one particular weird problem, and then I have one professor, and it's totally understandable, but it just doesn't really make you feel too great. It's like, your professor asked me to answer like basic questions about this is getting into details about your research and I can't help with that. Now, what I do appreciate about getting a response like that is knowing that, hey, there are times when you just need to say no. Like, for example, the opening I was talking about how it was funny how sometimes when the Academy League has involved, when not the Academy League, when my stream involves certain, like, certain, like, I guess, different levels of players, that I get different kind of viewership. Then if it's viewership that I'm looking after or whatever, then during certain times I probably need to limit what I'm doing, right? And I need to learn to say no. I need to learn to sort of either say, hey, this is my schedule, so right now no, or I need to be very clear. I need to be very clear that I'm not discriminating against people, but rather it's because that's what my schedule wants, or something like that, you know? But yeah, then so what I appreciate about that kind of response from that particular professor was that, hey, they were very clear about what their time entails. Wasn't like they ignored us or anything like that, but it's just they were trying to politely say no, like, I can't help with that, you know. So it's totally understandable. But then at the same time, when you get like the contrast between the two professors, one maybe perhaps, you know, have a bit more time on their hands and they're able to just say, oh yeah, sure, let's jump on a call and you can pick my brain about this. That to me is a very good feeling. Like, you feel like, oh wow, I really appreciate that. Yeah. And then now while I'm saying all this, I'm thinking, oh well, how do I show my appreciation? You know, you could show your appreciation by, like, you know, gifting a, you know, some sort of gift card or anything like that. But right now, gifting gift cards is kind of like, what are you gonna gift? Yeah, from one of my mentees, I received a gift card, a Starbucks gift card. But then for me, it was like, oh, I can't really go to Starbucks right now. I don't know, maybe I don't use Uber Eats, so it was kind of, I would say, I wanted to say awkward for me, but it wasn't really awkward. I mean, I still enjoyed the fact that I got a gift from them, but just right now I can't use it probably. But that's my own personal opinion. So then that's why I was like, okay, maybe a gift card is not such a great idea, but maybe for other people it makes sense. You know, maybe they use Uber Eats or something like that, right? Yeah. Now turning into the quiet part of the neighborhood, waiting for just the oncoming traffic to present a little break for me to sneak through. There we go. Shoo. Yeah, well, I'm not sure what else I really want to talk about for today. It was kind of fun. Oh, there's one more thing I want to talk about AOV. It's kind of like a bittersweet thing. AIC 2020. AIC 2020. Now, AIC 2019, 2018 are both things that I really enjoyed watching, and I remember them very well because the English broadcast had like DJ, and I don't know if it was D2 or anything like that. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but I really remember the personality DJ, TJ, when he did the commentary. Like, the whole AOV community really loved him. But then now they have AIC 2020, and there are two problems. One, their commentary choices are very unprofessional, and that to me just I'm feeling like I could do better if they, you know, if they're paying me for this, and if they put me through just a little bit of training or something like that, I can do better, you know. But hey, okay, big talk, right? But I'm just saying, like, it creates that feeling in me when I see the unprofessionalism. It wasn't like super unprofessional in terms of like, oh, they were being rude or anything like that, but just some of the things they said was kind of like kind of a put off, I suppose, for the audience. and maybe some of the things that they said about the game during the commentary was like, oh, that's not really right, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say that I don't make those mistakes. I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm professional and they're not, or something like that. I'm just trying to say that I feel that I could do just as well as they can, and then it creates another feeling in me where it's just like, oh, well, then how come I wasn't discovered, or like, how come they don't reach out to us about it, that part is a selfish thought. But the second part that this makes me feel, this whole AIC 2020 thing was unfortunate, was I just discovered it last night. And the reason I discovered it was because I was doing marketing for my own purposes, for my own NA Glory purposes. I was posting on Facebook and I saw the live stream on their Facebook page, but there was zero North American announcements about AIC 2020. Not in game, not in anywhere, And I just feel like, oh, come on, man. You're making the effort to host an event, but then there's nothing. So it makes me sad, It's either, I don't know how you read about it, but it's one of many things. And one of the things is perhaps that they don't care about it anymore. And maybe AIC 2020 is the last one. That's a very pessimistic thought. The optimistic thought is that, oh, hey, at least there's still AIC 2020, and they're still making it happen, even though there's COVID. That's the optimistic thought. But yeah, crazy, right? Anyway, I'm still glad that there is AIC 2020 that we can watch, and that there is an English not rebroadcast, English broadcast. Get that? So that's excellent. But yeah, came as kind of a bittersweet thing, just because of some of the circumstances. All right, I'm home. See you later.